Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone for the Sunday satsang. So today we are going to discuss about practical spirituality. So this is a very important topic to discuss, because spirituality is there, but practically how we can follow, it's difficult nowadays. Even if someone is saying that it's a spiritual institute, but they don't actually teach about spiritual knowledge or spirituality, whatever. Like now there are some yoga, they teach yoga and then mind control and all these things, but this is all not actually spirituality. The literal meaning of spirituality is the science of spirit. That is spirituality. Spirit, you give the knowledge of spirit, means you give the knowledge of soul. Then it is spirituality. Otherwise it is not spirituality. The mind, they say yoga for good health and yoga for so many things. But that is all in the bodily platform or in the mental platform. That is not in the spiritual platform. So there are different platforms: bodily platform, mental platform, intellectual platform and spiritual platform. So now whatever the so-called spiritual societies, they teach in the name of spirituality, but that is not actually spirituality. Spirituality means it should speak about spirit. So then it is spirituality, otherwise it is not. So then there are many spiritual evolution were there. So in a very olden time, if you see, people were following spirituality, and even in our Shastras it is mentioned that you can do Gomeda Yajna, Ashwamedha Yajna, all these things were mentioned. But that where our Brahmanas, they were following this. At some point what happened, we were following this for our sense pleasure. Now, in the name of Gomeda Yajna and then all these yajnas, then it turned like it is for ourselves. We kill animals. To kill animals, we started following all these things. So then it is not as per the Shastra. As per the Shastra, if you do Gomeda Yajna, they sacrifice an old cow, and after the sacrifice, the cow immediately it gets a human body. So that was the power of those mantras and then the yajnas. So then that was, that turned into our sense pleasure. So for our sense pleasure, we wanted to eat. Then for that we started doing all this, and it was going in the wrong direction. So then Lord Buddha came. The Buddhism teaches about nirvana. Nirvana means void, nothingness. So they don't believe in soul. They don't believe in soul only. Then they want to speak about super soul. There is no Atma, there is no Paramatma, and there is no reincarnation. It is completely nil. It is just void, nirvana. We are in this material body, means we are in the sense we are this material body, just material body. There is no soul concept. We are this body and we are suffering because of this body, material body. So how to stop suffering and don't do anything, just stop everything, stop desiring, stop anything, everything, and just nirvana. That's it. So nowadays it is not possible. Who can do this? Can someone stop desire? Nobody can stop desire. So because as a soul we are very active. We cannot be inactive. We cannot stop anything. We have to do everything. So the desires are there. That desires have to be purified. We cannot stop desire. We cannot stop thinking. Someone may say, I will not do anything. So not doing anything, sitting idle, it itself is an action. We cannot say that I will not do anything. So you cannot even say that I will stop desiring. I will stop desiring. That itself is a desire, right? So how can you stop the desire? So it is not practical. So at that time it was required. They say that no, there is no. They say all these yajnas they were conducting. So why you are doing all these things? It is all mentioned in the shastras. So then where is the shastra? There is no shastra. There is no soul. Buddha rejected everything, and he started this voidism. At that time, place, circumstances, it was required. So the next evolution happened like this. So now in current situation it is not possible. Even at that time also it was not a proper philosophy. At that time, to stop them from killing, the non-violence, that was the main concept of Buddhism. Non-violence, stop killing. So it was there. So then it is not the practical spirituality what we are discussing about. So this is impractical. We cannot do this now. Then the next major evolution is the impersonalism. Impersonalism is no, there is soul and there is no concept of super soul. There is no Paramatma. Atma. So Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. So actually in Shastras it is mentioned Brahman, Parabrahman, Atma, Paramatma. So these terms are there. So we cannot just say that Atma, Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahman. So they say that I am God. So that is not the proper philosophy. So then they go through one not this, not this. In Sanskrit, they say one term. I am not able to remember. So, neti neti, yes. Neti neti means not this, not this. So they try to analyze all the ingredients, everything, and is this spiritual? Is this spiritual? Is this not this? Not this? Not this? This is their philosophy. The soul. And you come out of this material contamination and then you merge. So that is a concept. So there is a discussion in Bhagavad Gita in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the beginning of the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, Arjuna asks, Arjuna uvacha evam satata yuktaye bhaktasvam pariyupasate echapyaksharam avyaktam tesam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. So Arjuna asking that there are two kind of worshippers. One is evam satata yuktaye bhaktaswam paryupasate. The devotees, bhaktas paryupasate. The devotees worship you. Evam satata yuktaye. Means always devotees worship. This is one kind of category. The another one is echap aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Or devotees, or the another one is avyaktam, who is worshipping this unmanifested form, impersonal form. So who is best? Arjuna asks. Tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Yoga vittamaha means the most perfect in knowledge of yoga. So there are yoga vittamaha. Tama is a word, it's qualifying this. Like for example, if you say Purna means complete, Purnatara means more complete, and Purnatama means most complete. So in that way, here it is saying Yoga with Tama means the most perfect. Who is the most perfect? Either a person who is worshipping you as the Supreme Lord, the devotees, or the other category, the impersonalists, who worships this unmanifested form, the Brahman. So who is most perfect? Arjuna asks. So then Krishna replies in the next verse, Maya sakta mano evam nitya yukta upasate shraddaya parayopetas teme yukta tamomata. So he is saying, Mai avesha mano evam. Mai means me. Mai avesha means full focused, fixed. Mai avesha mano emam. So in the mind, who is always thinking about me? Shraddaya parayopetas. Shraddha means faith. With faith, who is worshipping me always and who fixed their mind on me, they are the most perfect in knowledge, Krishna is saying. So here, Krishna is very clearly saying that the impersonalist philosophers and the devotees. Arjuna asks, who is best? So Krishna immediately next verse is explaining that Maya Vesha Manoyama. Whoever is fixing their mind on me and worshipping me, they are the most perfect in knowledge, Krishna says. So then again Krishna gives another detailed information that whoever is following this impersonalistic philosophy or impersonalist way of spiritual life. So Krishna says that klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gadir dukkam dehavad biravapyate. Klesha means some disturbance or how to say something like trouble, you say. Klesha. Klesho adhikatarastesham means it is very troublesome process, Krishna is saying. So whoever is following this unmanifested path or this impersonal path, so that is very troublesome, it is very difficult, Krishna is saying. Difficult in the sense, here we can see it is not practical. And now we are discussing about practical spirituality. So here Krishna is saying that this is it's very troublesome, it is not practical, Krishna is saying. Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. Avyakta means unmanifested. So whoever is following this path, impersonalistic path, so that path is very troublesome, it is not practical, Krishna is saying. Avyakta hi gadir dukkam dehavad biravapati. Dukkam means it's with trouble, so much trouble. After doing so much trouble, dehavad biravapati, they come to me at last. So that is a differentiation made by Krishna for the question. So in this way we can conclude that what is practical, that is not practical now. So practically what we can follow, we can worship Lord as a Supreme Lord as a devotees, the Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. The most perfect in knowledge is the Bhakti Yogis. So even in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Dharmam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. So here Krishna is giving more clear information, knowledge. Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Sukam means happy. Susukam, the Su word is qualifying the word. Susukam Kartum means it's more happily performed, blissfully performed. This is Bhakti Yoga. So in the previous verse it was said, Klesho Adhikatarasesham. It is very troublesome, it's very difficult. But here it is saying, Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Kartum means you do something. So it is very easy process. It's very blissful process. What I say. So by following this blissful process, very easily we can achieve the perfection. But in that troublesome process, after doing so much trouble, you come to me at last, Krishna is saying. So in that way, that is not practical. The most practical form of spirituality, what we can do, especially in this Kali Yuga, is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti, devotional service. Prabhupada translates Bhakti means devotional service. You do some activity for the Lord. So in that way, it is there. So even when you come to Bhakti, in Bhakti also there are so many institutes who propagates this Bhakti. So there are many sampradayas, authorized sampradayas, ancient sampradayas. They propagate the Bhakti. So then like the procedures what they have in the ancient sampradayas is there are so many deity worships and Sandhya Vandan and all these things. So then that also if you see people are working outside and now most of them are in IT, working office, night shift, day shift and so many things. Their schedule is completely changing. 1 week you are going office at 9 o'clock and coming back at 5 o'clock. Next week you go at 5 o'clock, come at 9 o'clock. It is like always fluctuating. Our sadhana is, it should be regulated. Regulated in the sense, what is the definition of regulation is doing the same thing at same time every day. That is regulation. So then always our schedule is fluctuating here and there. Then so that is the people's schedule now. So in that schedule, this all these deity worships. There are they have deities and Shalagrama Shilas, and then every day they have to worship, take care of the deities, and all this. So this is of course this is Bhakti Yoga. They are worshipping. But is it practical nowadays in Kali Yuga, now the current generation of people? So it is not practical. And the people's mindset is also like this now. In Bhagavatam it is said that Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hi Upatritaha. So that is the nature of people in Kali Yuga. Manda means dull-headed. Again it is said Manda Sumanda means very dull-headed. Manda Sumanda Matayo. They are dull-headed. Manda Bhagya Hi Upadritaha. Manda Bhagya means less fortunate, unfortunate. Upadritaha means disturbed, always disturbed in mind. They are unfortunate and dull-headed, not very intelligent. They cannot understand the complicated philosophies. That is the nature of Kali Yuga, people of Kali Yuga. So in that mindset, we cannot read so many scriptures and understand so many philosophies and theories, darshanas, and this is very difficult. Then again, Shukadeva Goswami says in Bhagavatam, Tataschanu dinam dharma satyam shaucham shamadaya kalena balina rajan nanshati ayur balam smriti. So he is saying tatash anudinam dharma. Anudinam means in local language also it is there. Anudinam means every day. Tatash chanudinam dharma. Dharma, it is every day it is gliding down. Satyam, Shaucham, Kshama, Daya. All these qualities, every day by day it is deteriorating. It is coming down. Satyam, truthfulness. Shaucham, cleanliness. Kshama, tolerance. Satyam, Shaucham, Kshama, Daya means mercy. All these qualities are deteriorating in Kali Yuga. So without these qualities, you understand some very complicated philosophy. You need much more intelligence to understand this. So that is the nature of Kali Yuga. And because of this, Ayu, Balam, Smriti, the duration of life comes down, Balam, strength comes down, and Smriti, memory comes down. So in olden days, there was no written form. Nothing was written. A guru speaks, a disciple hears, immediately he will memorize everything, whatever a guru spoke. And he speaks to his guru. The disciple, he becomes guru, and then he speaks to his guru, his disciple. So that was the memory state of that time. So now it is not like this. Now we are not able to remember one phone number. We don't know our own number maybe. We just send through message. So that is the nature of Kali Yuga people. So it is not practical to go deep into Shastra, understand things. So for common people it is not possible. So then in Kali Yuga, what is the dharma? What we can do practically, what practical spirituality we can do. So there are, for every yuga there is a particular dharma mentioned. So Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, 4 yugas are there. In Satya Yuga, dharma was meditation, dhyana. So we heard in Bhagavatam, Hiranyakashipu, he meditated for 60,000 years. 60,000 years he was standing on his toe. In one leg toe he was standing for 60,000 years. He was meditating to get that boon. So who will live for 60,000 years first of all? To meditate, that is later. Nobody will live that much lifespan, that is first thing. And even if we live, we don't have that concentration. We cannot concentrate on one thing for 5 minutes. We cannot sit for 5 minutes. When we sit, we do like this, we change our position and so many things. We cannot sit even for 5 minutes. Then what to speak about meditation? So it is not possible. So nowadays, as we said in the beginning of the lecture, many yoga, they are teaching yoga and then you meditate. And we cannot do this. We are not capable of doing this. So then that was the process in Satya Yuga. It is not for Kali Yuga. And then after Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga, there they do yajnas. Yajnas, what we do now, not this kind of yajnas. Yajna, the yajna Vedi, the Yajna Kunda, that will be like miles, that much big yajna they do. Not like this kind, put some 4 bricks together and 4 sides, not this kind of yajna. So many grahasthas they don't even keep the bricks. They have one brass, something like this. They put some 2-3 wood and then they do small yajna. So not that kind of yajna. At that time yajna was like, yajna kunda was miles length. So we cannot do this. Even though in temple we do yajnas and all these things, but that perfection won't be there. So at that time they won't use matchsticks to light the fire. They chant the mantra, the fire comes That was the power of that mantra. That was the power of the people who chanting this mantra. So that is not possible now. So then in Dwapara Yuga, temple worship was the dharma. Temple worship, even now we have lot of temples, very ancient temples, 1,000 years old, 5,000 years old temples, and so much history there for that temple. And temple worship is going on, but still to do the temple worship, you have to have that proper mindset, mood, and whoever is going to temple, they go to temple, no, I have to go in 5 minutes, I have this work, that work. We cannot fully focus on this. And in Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is Sankirtana, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So it is, if we see, anyone can do this. There is no restriction, there is no bar that they can do Sankirtan or they cannot do. Even if to chant some Vedic mantras, there are very strict rules and regulations. Like you have to face a particular direction, you have to chant at a particular time. They chant in 3 sandhyas, particular mantras. So there are so many hard and fast rules are there. So that is not possible nowadays. Like when you are traveling somewhere, which direction you can sit? You are traveling, so there is a direction, and you have to sit in front of deities, and so many rules are there. So that is not possible. For the chanting, there is no hard and fast rules. Tatrarpita niyamita smaranayana kala. There is no niyama, there is no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that is the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga, Sankirtana, chanting the holy name of the Lord. If you compare this chanting with any other process, what we discussed before, meditation or temple worship or yajna, or even earlier in the beginning of the lecture we discussed about the impersonal way of understanding things. It is all very complicated and it is not practical. So in Kali Yuga, what dharma, is prescribed dharma is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Harer nama namaiva kevalam kalau nasteva gatiranyata. So to destroy the evil effect of Kali, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. 3 times it is repeated. Kalau nasteva gatiranyata. So then what is the process? Harer nama namaiva kevalam. Only the holy name of Lord Hari, holy name of Lord Hari, holy name of Lord Hari. So only by chanting the holy name we can come out of this Kali Yuga, that evil effect of Kali Yuga. So to propagate this chanting, Sankirtana, chanting the holy name, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So in Bhagavatam, there is one verse at the end of Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, it is mentioned that Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayai Yajantihi Sumedasha. It is said Krishna Varnam means repeating Krishna, 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 like this. Repeating the same syllables, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Varnam. Tvisha Akrishnam. Akrishnam, Krishna means black also. Krishna means also black. Akrishna means he will not be in a black color, blackish color. He will be Akrishnam, means he appeared in a golden form, golden color form. Krishna Varnam, he repeats Krishna's name. Akrishnam, Tvisha Akrishnam. He will not be blackish. Sango Pangastra Parshatam. Sangha means associate. He comes with his associates. He came as Panchatattva. Panchatattvas were there. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivas, all associates came. Sangha, Sango Pangastra Parshatam. So whenever Prabhupada gives an example, a king comes, all his associates, all his servants, ministers, everyone comes. So when Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all his associates, paraphernalia, his dham, everything came, his weapons. So then, Yajna Sankirtana Praya Yajanti hi Sumedasha. So he do a particular yajna. What yajna? Yajna Sankirtana Praya. Sankirtana yajna he does. He came to propagate the Sankirtana movement. Yajanti hi Sumedasha. So here Medasha means intelligent. Again the same thing. Sumedasha means very intelligent. A very intelligent person, he takes up this process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this is very practical nowadays. Like if you chant the holy name of the Lord wherever you want, you can chant. You travel on the bus, you can chant. You sit in your office, you can chant. You get some free time, you can chant. Morning you can chant, anytime you can chant. There is no time restriction, there is no place restriction. Anytime, anywhere you can chant. In any state we can chant, whether we are pure or impure. So the chanting, the mantra will purify us. If we are contaminated, in a contaminated state, if we chant the holy name, it is not that we are not supposed to chant. No? Even though when we are in a contaminated state, when we chant, we will get purified. So that is the power of this holy name, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So there is no bar, there is no restriction. Anyone can come, anyone can chant. So this is the end of the Bhagavatam. In the end of the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and he propagates this Sankirtana movement. This. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Puri, he was there in Puri for 18 years. And every day evening they go for Sankirtan. Every day evening they do Sankirtan, and after Sankirtan they distribute prasadam. That was the dharma of Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propagated. So now Prabhupada came doing the same thing. Now we are conducting satsang, and then we do kirtan, we discuss, and then again prasadam. So the main point is here we do Sankirtana. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came mercifully, and he gave this Sankirtana movement, this chanting the holy name of the Lord. So in one of the bhajan it is mentioned that Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaurachandra. Parama Karuna means the most merciful. Parama Karuna. Pahudui Jana. There are two personalities. Nitai Gaurachandra. Nitai Gaurachandra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. They both appeared the most merciful incarnation. Sabha Avatar Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. So Sabha Avatar, among all the avatars, Sara Shiromani, the like a pearl, like very precious avatar, like that the avatar came, Kevala Ananda Kanda. What they gave is Kevala Ananda in this. There is no like struggle, or you have to austere. You have to chant the holy name of the Lord. It's a very blissful process. The two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The pearl among all the incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduce the process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. We just chant the holy name of the Lord, dance. In one lecture, Prabhupada mentions that, see, our program is, you come, chant the holy name of the Lord, dance, take prasadam. So who will not come for this program? So it's a very easy process and very joyful, very simple. Anyone, a child can do this. And it is said, Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwasha Kori. Vishaya Chadiya Serase Majiya Muke Bolo Hari Hari. He said, my dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive. So, to purify ourselves, to progress in Krishna consciousness, so this is very important. So you worship with conviction, with faith, with these two personalities, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. You worship them. How you worship? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. You do kirtan and you dance in front of Panchatattva. Then that way you worship. So then the next one is very important. One has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. Vishaya Chadiya. Vishaya means the object of sense gratification. So that is very important to progress in bhakti. So by engaging in sense gratification and also you progress in bhakti, that won't happen. That won't go together. So there is an example when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, these two brothers, Jagai and Madai, you might have heard these stories. They were the most sinful personalities. They did all kind of sinful activities. So Nityananda Prabhu went with Haridas Thakur. So they were going house to house. Now we go house to house for book distribution. So at that time they went house to house and they requested everyone to chant the holy name of the Lord. So then they were thinking, they were going on the road and there were so much crowd and people were so much noise, some issues going on. So then they asked what is going on there. So there are two brothers, Jagai and Madai, they always make issues. They are always disturbing people. So then Nityananda Prabhu said, okay, we have to save the most fallen person. So they are the right people. So we have to save them first. So they went to them and they requested you chant the holy name of the Lord. They were so intoxicated and they were not in a proper state. And they hit Nityananda Prabhu with the earthen pot and the blood started oozing out. So then as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he started to kill them. Started taking his Sudarshan Chakra and he started killing them. Then Nityananda Prabhu requested, no, this is not the mission you came for. Your mission is to save the fallen souls, not to kill them. So in Kali Yuga, if you have to kill the fallen souls, you have to kill everyone. There is no exception. Each and every one is a sinful person. Each and every one is a fallen person. So in Kali Yuga, the killing, it doesn't work. So now we have to give them mercy and then you save them, you elevate them. That is what the purpose Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Then they both surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them one condition. So from I will accept you, I will give you shelter, but with one condition. What is the condition? Vishaya Chadiya. You give up all sense enjoyment and you stop everything and you start chanting the holy name of the Lord. You start practicing bhakti. So that's what for bhakti there is no preliminary qualification. That is not required. So before coming to bhakti, where were you, what you were doing, that is not the qualification. So as soon as you take up the bhakti, how serious you are, how strictly you are following, how sincerely you are following the instructions of Guru, so that is important. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that with this condition I will give you shelter. So previously whatever you are, that I don't mind. Now, from now you start you follow the instructions. So this is very important, Vishaya Chadiya. No? So one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. So in that way, if we take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, by performing Sankirtana and dance in front of Panchatattva. So that is a very easy process, very practical process we can do in this Kali Yuga. And initially we say, Prabhupada mentioned many times, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Then slowly we introduce this. There are regulatory principles to follow, and then offenses and all these things. So the first thing is you chant the holy name of the Lord. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, we get purified. So when the purification happens, it automatically everything comes. So in Shikshashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. A mirror is, it's covered with dust. So then you have to clean the mirror, then you can see your face. So now our heart is fully contaminated with all lust, anger, greed, envy. So then first the process is to clean. After cleaning, then we can progress. Then first we take up the chanting of the holy name. By chanting the holy name, we get purified. When we are purified, that's why initially we say, you chant the holy name of the Lord, and then you progress in bhakti. So this is more practical and suitable in Kali Yuga for all of them. Anyone can take, everyone can chant, even from child to elder, everyone can chant. So by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can attain the most perfect stage of spiritual realization. So Hare Krishna, any questions, comments regarding this? Okay, Hare Krishna. So now we will chant one mala, japa, then we will have prasadam.